what you do is, after paying the restoration, use the rectangular condenser with the highest possible condensation pressure on all the directions of the restoration, because that will harden the gold. So the surface hardening through malleting or through condensation. So beating the gold further will harden it. So be like gold. Okay? The more you face hardships, the stronger you get. Yeah, that's true naman talaga, no? And then do the burnishing. So after doing this, you can now do the burnishing. So for the burnishing, what do you use? Of course, you use the burnisher. So later, I have a separate slide for that. So the purpose of burnishing, this will further strengthen the surface of the gold, and also burnishing, not only it will smoothen the surface of the gold, but also it will help in the marginal sealing of the gold. Through burnishing, you can further enhance the marginal sealing of the gold. And of course, margination. Margination means you are using sharp gold knives or file to remove the excess on the surface. Like for example, for class 2, diba, you can have some overhangs. So overhangs can be removed by means of using the gold knives or gold files. So that's margination. And then after margination, you do the burnishing again. So another burnishing is to be done. This is to eliminate marginal discrepancies and also to further harden the surface. And then after that, you can now continue with the finishing and polishing of the restoration. You can now start to improve the contour para improve is the anatomy. So to contour, you can use burrs or you can use gold knives or files to recreate the anatomy. And then after that, you can now do the polishing and the finishing procedures. So how do we do the finishing and the burnishing procedures? Burnishing and finishing procedure. So the first step in finishing procedure is always burnish the restoration. So for the gold, the burnisher is called the flat beaver-tailed burnisher. Okay? So this is what the burnisher would look like for the gold. So it's a hand instrument. Use heavy hand pressure. You just go over the surface of the gold. That's burnishing. And then some dentists, they would use the cleoid discoid for amalgam. So the cleoid discoid carver, this is also used to continue the burnishing process. And you can use this to remove the excess gold on the surface. But burnishing is primarily using the burnisher. Okay? Now, when you do the finishing and polishing, just like in amalgam, so the portion of the instrument must be resting on the enamel while the other portion is engaging into the tooth. This is to prevent scraping the restoration or to prevent ditching the restoration. Okay? And then to remove the excess, you can also use the greenstone using the low-speed handpiece. So basically, this is what burnishing would be. Okay, you can use a clear discoid to remove the margins, or you can use stones to adjust the anatomy to remove the excess. Okay, so now what about if you want to polish the restoration? So you can use greenstone, okay, to polish it, rubber cups to polish the restoration so that it will be really glossy in appearance. Okay, wait. Okay, so may question,
Doc, no
Padul?
need for isolation.
Well, isolation is mandatory for all restorative procedures. So, whenever we discuss different procedures like composite, amalgam, so it's really important and it should be given that there must be good isolation. Okay? Siguro the only restorative material that is forgivable without it will be the glass ionomer, right? But the property of all the restorative materials will be enhanced when there is good isolation. Very good question. So keep that in mind, no? Although we're not discussing this step by step, but it's always important that in all restoration, good isolation is needed. Okay? And then, may question pa? None? O sige. So, for class 3, the gingival margin is critical to the preparation because the gingival margin, it has to be subgingival, just apical to the tip of the gingiva for aesthetic reasons. Kasi during that time, wala pang composite eh. That's why gold is being used for class 5, class 3, class 1, small class 2. Okay? So for anterior teeth, you can see old people before they have gold, right? Yan. Now, the lingual margin, if it's class 3, it's parallel to the long axis of the tooth. Okay? And then there will be two designs. For class 3, Loma Linda design or Ferrier. Loma Linda design is when the approach is from the lingual. Tandaan nyo lang, Loma Linda lingual. If it's facial approach, Ferrier. Okay? Oh, last topic. What are the indications and contraindications for the use of gold? So gold is good for smalls. Okay, take note of small class 1, small class 5, small class 3, small class 2 only, or even for class 5. Also, you can use gold to repair the existing cast gold restoration. But you can never use gold where? You can never use gold for young children. Kasi young children, di ba, large is their pulp. So when you use the gold for children, you'll be close to the pulp. And there will be irritation to the pulp, particularly mechanical irritation to the pulp. That's why it's never for teeth with the large pulp chamber. Sino to? Teka lang. Okay, now, if there is periodontal problem on the teeth, do not ever use gold. You know why? Because the cost and the technique of using gold, it's very, very difficult, right? So wasted will be the money and the effort if periodontally weakened is the tooth already. And when economics is a factor, because gold restoration would really cost a fortune, do not ever use gold. It's very expensive. Very young children or handicapped patients who cannot sit for a long dental appointment, do not ever use this. Akala nyo lang madali, but you know what? Gold restoration would really take up time. So very young children, aside from having young pulp or handicapped children, they cannot withstand long hours of appointment. So do not ever use gold. And lastly, there was a board exam that asked this many years ago. You cannot use gold for root canal filled teeth. As a final restoration, you can never use gold because pagkatapos ng root canal treatment, isn't it, the tooth becomes non-vital. So there is loss of elasticity of the dentin. It cannot support the gold anymore. So do not ever use after RCT. And also, do not ever use this for large caries or large restorations, as well as for class 4. It's not okay, no? Siguro cast metal restoration, but not the direct gold. So what's good about the gold? Again, this is what I've been telling you about. You see, the linear coefficient of thermal expansion is very close to the tooth. So therefore, microleakage is not common with gold unless you're not good in doing the restoration. Now, in deep restoration, can we use liners or bases? According to book, yes. But the problem is when you use liner or base daw, the liner or the base, it can cause welding problems with the gold kasi it is something like uncontaminant during condensation, right? Yan. So, for large restoration wherein you're using liner or base, they discourage the use of gold foil. Also, in deep areas, di ba, being metal, yun, it can be a thermal irritation to the dental pulp. So, do you have any questions about the gold? Alam ko hindi nyo na-appreciate because you're not doing this in the clinics, right? And sometimes for some students, it may not be easy for them to retain the information about the gold. But what I'm asking you is just do extra effort to study theoretically about the gold. Okay? I don't know, Mr. Fadul, if you go in the US, if you take the board exam in the US, I don't know if they're still asking questions about the gold, but before they do. Gold, amalgam, okay? So even though we're not using this in the clinics, you have to devote your time studying and understanding gold restorations. So may question ba? Are you starving? You want lunch? Or are you sleeping now? O sige. O, yung mga nagre-react, they're not yet sleeping. Sigurado to si Angeles, tulog na to eh. Tingnan nga
Present
natin.
po.
Wow. Very good, Colleen. Gigisingin mo siya ha pag tinatawag ko ha. Sleep ka lang dyan. Si Colleen ang bahalang gigising sa'yo. Okay. So kung wala na kayong question, let me go through the attendance again. Let me just ask. Jonna Escalante, are you there?
Doc, present po.
Nandiyan na. Fuerte. Clarice Fuerte. Wala talaga. Guillermo.
Hello, Doc. Present po.
Okay.
Doc, sorry, kala ko 10 po yung klase.
Ay, so, sige. Okay.
Late ko po nabasa, opo.
Oh, sige. Oh, let's clarify na rin. Si Clarice lang absent. Sige na nga. Si Jonah, hindi ko na rin i-mark na late. Palakol. Renz. Absent talaga. O sige.
Palakol po. Sorry po.
Sige, let me ask you, all of you. What time do you want our lectures to be? 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock? So I decided to make it 9:30 because there was no prior arrangement. So how about next week? Do you want it 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock? So if we start 9, we will be finished at around 11. So if we start at 10, the latest will be at 12. We will gonna finish at 12. So which do you prefer? Starting at 9 or starting at... sige, oo nga. Oo, sige, 9. So it's a consensus now, 9 o'clock. Yes, Clarice,